you have told this committee that despite repeated requests, you were not granted a private meeting with the president to discuss the terrorist threat until the 15th of August, 2001. Is that correct?
I told the president that, in my opinion, Al-Qaeda represented an absolutely urgent threat to our national security, but that no one in the administration would listen to me.
And what was his response?
He said that he didn't see how addressing the Al-Qaeda threat would benefit the wealthy. Then he offered me a beer.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Economy of Nothing. On this week's episode, we talk about, I had a piece of paper, but I lost it, but it's actually Freddy vs. Jason, selling shit, HBO Max, which brings us to Bill Burr. And then we go down into the old hot and dusty Saudi Arabia. I don't know if it's actually hot and dusty there, please, don't cancel me. Something about EA, and also you hear a new word in Slipknot probably, and Dead Cells, and you know, we'll figure out better titles for that later. But anyways, I'm your host, Mike Allen, the man, the myth, the legend, aka Mr. Green, aka Business Mike, followed by my co-host, Captain Tracy, aka the Kanye West of cartooning, aka Mike Breezy and his arms so easy.
What are you
Mike, we don't say hey.
What are you doing? We had like a... Hey, welcome. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Like, subscribe,
Hello.
share, review.
Well, no.
Feel
Take
free.
it back.
We had a very long conversation about how we should like start the podcast strong, and then you did like a weird voice. But it's great to be here, Mike. I'm glad to be here. I love recording this podcast with you.
My favorite thing to do
buddy.
is record this podcast and talk over you. It honestly brings me joy.
I know
Anyway.
it does. I know that like I think that like we're building something here and we're trying to work on like, you know, some of like the analytics and building of an audience so that when we like finally get to put out some real stuff about the cartoon, we'll have some people who like care as opposed to like throwing it out completely into the void. But I do like the idea that you're here just to be mean to me. I think that's nice.
Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it.
Oh yeah,
folks.
no,
And,
there's
you know,
yeah, no one's being mean to me.
if anything, I could use some PTO.
Yeah, I know. No, it's good. Hey, continue. I love being
Anyways,
a
yes,
punching
okay, yeah, no, glad to have you here. We
bag.
already went over
Thanks
the
for
topic.
inviting me.
Hi, how you been? So anyways, we'll just skip over, hey listeners, welcome back. As always, lick-a-ra-dick-a-wa-dick-a-doo, which means, Mike Badone.
I just feel like you do.
Do it one more time, Mike Badone. Do it.
Like, subscribe, share, review, do whatever you got to do on the podcast platform.
And stop
that's
making us
right
say
for
all these
you.
words. I just feel like I shouldn't have to say the words, right? We're going for
You
organic
do,
growth.
but like there is
Subscribe.
I don't understand it, and it's so weird. I can't put myself in
Listen,
anyone else's
here's
shoes.
what it
so I
is,
don't,
man. Listen.
But like, you need to tell
Dude,
people.
they-
I can't explain it. There
I
are
know,
people
but
who
it's
will
working.
comment on videos positively and not subscribe. I'm like, I'm subscribed to a million channels. I've never commented on anything. So I don't like. There's things I don't understand about like human interaction or whatever, or non-interaction. I guess
I have something on this. I actually have an insight on this because I think I'm one of those people of why you're like, I don't understand why you don't subscribe to more channels. And
no.
so can I explain it though? I think this is, you know, maybe this is a great time to understand why.
You're so nice.
But at least for me, no, I'm just saying, but at least for me, when I have too many subscription channels on YouTube, especially like if it's way too much of my interest, it's like a genre for everything. I feel like it sways me in directions, like because I tend to get hyper focused. So like, I don't know. As too much of it is a bad thing. And so I feel more organized when I have just like the tried and true like ones, and then every now and then like I like that Yahtzee one. Like I didn't know that existed. I added that because I like Yahtzee. But like You know what I mean? Like, I don't add them unless I like know they're good, and I think half of them are really bad. So I think we got to hit a bunch out of the park before people can rely on us. You know, and
Yeah,
I think
no,
it is. It's just
no, no.
takes time.
But like, I feel you. Which is why, like, you like have to remind people, right? Which is why, like, I feel like the best time to do it is like right at the beginning in like a pithy way. It's like, hey, welcome, like, subscribe, review, let's get into it, right? As opposed to
Well,
like
here's my
dragging
thing.
it out for like 10 minutes.
Listen, I want this podcast. Like, honestly, if you were sitting here listening to me ramble, you're either into ASMR or you like what I have to say, and or something, And I think that's cool, and I respect that, and I appreciate your time. And I think me and Mike both are gonna stop complimenting everyone now because we've spent way too much time doing that. But also, thank
He
you for all
will
the
suck
stuff.
your dick if you
Yes.
subscribe. It's a
But
fact.
like, just know you were on the island of abandoned toys with us. Like, and I think what's fun about that, if you organically grow it, because it's like nobody wants to be part of a club where somebody's out there being like, "Hey, come join my club. I'll give you stuff," or like it just feels cheap. And I think it's like
I hated
yeah.
Rush Week. I was like, no, what do you mean? We throw a couple parties, people, we hang out with some tailgates. If people like us, they're like, no, I feel like, Mike, a thing that anyone who is subscribed to us should know is that I do like notice it very much. Like when someone subscribes and they like let you know because you can get a subscriber and it's like it's a subscriber, but it's an option you can have in your settings. But if someone has their settings on that like let you know that they subscribe, I go to their channel, I see if they have videos, I look at who they are. And I had a thought the other day, oh man, at some point, like there will be some magic moment where like I will have the perfect number of subscribers per amount of time where I'm like, oh, this is a fun amount of people to look at. And then it'll be 20 people, right? Like, and so I don't know. Mike, as I've been want to say recently, I feel that I'm a man of perspective. So it's the reason that right now when people comment, I just like their comment unless I specifically have something to say, because that's just the way I'm going to handle it throughout. Right? Is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a comic.
I
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
think here's my thing, and I think I follow other channels that do this, and I think it's good from a comment perspective, especially like ideas. And it's like if you're not adding to the conversation, like I think you don't have to respond to them. Like if somebody's asking a question or like genuinely like maybe doing a good counterpoint or like actually like engage with the material, asking a question or something, then I think that warrants a response. But if you're just like you know you
yeah,
guys are awesome. Like
but
maybe
I would never.
not on everyone, right? Like that'd be impossible.
I would never respond to a negative comment in a comment. I don't think, right? And we had this conversation back with the Apt Observations channels when people were like commenting like different things. I was like, oh, how should I respond to this in like weird responses or whatever? But like, no, if someone had a real criticism of something we said on the show, like I would bring it up. I have some comments of things we've said about different episodes, but it just like hasn't come up or been that relevant. But if
Also, I
someone
found out one of them's my wife. I found that out.
your
Like
wife
she's
subscribes, how
yeah, no,
dare
I'm
she?
like, I don't know, but I'm just like, I was like, oh, well, do you listen to him? She goes, yeah. And I was like, there's no way you listen to all of them. And she goes, I mean, I listen to the shorts. And I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
What,
And she's like, I comment. And I was like, but I haven't seen your name. Like, do you have like some shadow account out
yeah,
there?
people can have shadow accounts. Like,
I was like, cool, yeah, just keep sharing it,
yeah, no,
Yeah.
dude, the shorts do really well. Like, um,
I mean,
it,
if anything, we could just be a podcast making like real. I mean, in the
well,
age of AI slops, we could just be a podcast making real, actual shorts.
yeah, well, I mean, right now, I'm just focused on YouTube because, like, I'm also trying to get the website going. You know what I mean? I can only be in so many
E-
places, right?
Economy of nothing.com.
.com. But, uh,
Would you like to start the first topic now? Would that be
Yeah,
great?
yeah, we can. I don't know why we're still talking about this. I'll probably cut all of this. Is all Patreon. Good shit. Hey,
Patreon. We really did this
Mike,
one for you guys.
I tell you what we can do now, though. You can slam it home in your transition. Maybe a like, subscribe. You know what I mean? Maybe a
Yeah.
good
Do you want me to
pitch.
start it again?
No, because then I'll have to do too much editing. I'm already like, I don't want to edit all this. I'm waving my. All right, well, let's fucking go. God damn.
Get into Freddy vs. Jason because I'd love to hear his complaints about how they're trying to sell us shit.
All right, so I have HBO Max, and I keep track of all my subscriptions. So like, I was ready to cancel it because it's on. I got it for a month, just enough time to watch the end of Peacemaker and then cancel it, right? And of course, Superman came out in that time. Great, I'm out. So I go to cancel it, and of course, it's like you have to do it on the web browser, and you have to click like 9 buttons. And they went to me, and I was like, it's $16.99 because I get the one without ads because I'm not gonna pay to watch it. Like, some people have like 3 different services with ads, and like, if you're gonna buy into the system, just there's not enough time. So like, what they try to do is be like, don't cancel. You can have this same service for $8.99 a month for 3 months. And you're like, that's a really good deal. Until you remember that I'm canceling HBO Max because there's nothing else for me to fucking watch on it, right?
Yes.
Right? But like, you look at it and like, I know what I'm doing. And I still look at it and go, but that's such a good deal compared to the terrible deal they're giving me.
Is it because there's nothing on there? There's nothing on HBO Max.
No, like again, while I was watching HBO Max, I'm watching The Wire and I'm watching old shit that I could just pull off my hard drive or pirate again or something, right? It's just because I want it easily on both my TVs that I'm paying.
Captain Tracy is aka Mike Bodone, aka the white hat hacker over here. Just like freedom, pirated movies, guys.
No, but like everyone's living in some weird fantasy world. If you think you can't type in, I don't know, season 4, episode 9 of Sopranos into Google and not be able to watch it within 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes.
You think?
Are you going to do it right now?
So long. I want to. Not really. That seems like a lot of typing.
but you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
these things exist, right? Like the concept.
That's true. I guess I would do it, and so a lot of times it does come back. So.
But you don't even want to watch it that badly, right? So like all of a sudden it's like,
no, I don't. No.
I don't want to watch 3 months of the 8. What do you guys have coming out? And they're like, some reality shows and maybe like an episode of some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, no, you like.
But we got Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah, but like, I owned Aqua Teen Hunger Force on my fucking iPad.
So can we use it? Can you get a different
iPod.
Streaming service? Because HBO Max is like the worst service.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right
so
now.
last time I got, I exclude like, but like what I'm saying is like, the thing I'm trying to say is that like I spent that $16.99, which is way too much for no one in the world should be spending $16.99 a month on HBO Max. No one should be spending $8.99 a month on that HBO Max. Fuck, no one should be spending $4.99 a month on HBO Max. The only reason I did was because Peacemaker had 5 episodes already out. The final 3 were going to come out, and Superman was going to come in between, and that would have cost me $20 to go see in the theater. And if I wanted to buy those episodes, who knows how much. So I paid $16.99 a year for HBO Max. I only get to get HBO Max for another year. They aren't going to put out enough stuff in the next year for me to watch next October.
Yeah.
And it's fucking true. Unless you're sitting there going, well, how am I going to watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force? And then I'm saying, Google, watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and you can watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right. Oh, capitalism.
But doesn't $8.99 for 3 months sound so? That's only $26. They fuck you with the 99 cents and the $10. Like, well, 19. If it's $9.99, why just not $19.99? Then why not $29.99? And then you got people on the internet being like, why are you complaining that fucking Microsoft doubled the price of Game Pass? And it's like, no, stop. Wait. Everyone needs to keep complaining about all of it. It's all worth complaining about.
I know, but I did see some wins out there. I saw some wins out there for the Game Pass. Like I think some people crash some servers to a website and then like they immediately reversed it. So it's like it's a good representation of like as a consumer you have more power than you give yourself credit for. It's just you got to remember they're trying to make your life to do these things as easy as possible so that you don't think about how much you're spending. So you really got to break it down in the math in your head. And they put it at 99 like endpoints because it's like your brain. It's a simple trick. It makes it feel like it's a deal every time, even if it's like $9.99 as opposed to something that's $1.99. I mean that 99 at the end. That's all you're thinking about. You're not thinking about the number in front of it.
Reaching into another man's pocket, dude. Like I'm telling, like it's all like people need to decide what they want. Anyway. This isn't what the podcast was supposed to be about. What are we talking about?
Freddy vs. Jason.
Freddy vs. Jason.
A classic. Mr. Green, Silver Screen. A classic. Critiques.
We're not breaking this out.
Obviously, you fucking idiot. All right, so what'd you think of Freddy vs. Jason? I got a fun little game we're going to play for it because you didn't watch the whole thing and I did. All right.
Okay. Well,
so, no. Nope. Just let me play the game. I want you to give me a synopsis of the first part that you like watched and then tell me where you ended at. And then the guessing game is you have to base off horror movie tropes. What happens? Because I watched the rest of it.
Okay. So
it's to test your knowledge and how much of a great you are at movies.
It opens with so I watched like the first 10 minutes because you told me about this one scene, which is, God, after 5 minutes of unwatchable nonsense.
Dude, it's so unwatchable. It's so bad.
Which is Freddy Krueger, I assume, new Freddy Krueger dialogue where he like narrates over the plot of all the Freddy Krueger movies.
Yeah, they actually connect it well. I think they connect it well because they bring back characters from like the third or whichever.
There is no way the rest of the movie is better than the conceptualization of that first like 5 minutes of like, oh, I assume Jason died in his last movie so that it works, but I'd be totally willing to bet that Jason fucking Goes to Space came out in between these and he's alive somewhere and it doesn't make any sense. But let's assume Jason died.
I have no idea. I have no idea the chronological order of how all this happened. I just know that Freddy is versus Jason. And I think the movie kind of just tells you that too. Like, just go with it, idiot. So they even thought we were dumb.
So the thing I understand from all of this is that like Freddy's been banished to the nightmare realms or whatever, or he even got banished out of the nightmare, and they forgot about him. So somehow he's able to be Jason Voorhees' mom and convince him to come back to life. Which a line that she said, fucking the line, like is something like, "Your only power is that you can't die." And I could help say, like, that's like the best. What do you mean that's your only power? But it seems like a weird way to frame the best power you could have. But then like they go to Elm Street. So the idea is that Jason's gonna go to Elm Street, and that's people are gonna think Jason is Freddy.
He's gonna get Freddy to kill people so that
they start believing he's real again.
Yeah, so Jason doesn't get caught, and everybody thinks it's Freddy, and then that gives him enough power to kill. Yeah,
but then
that's the whole plot.
But then by the time he becomes real, for whatever reason, like Jason will then see him as a threat, and Jason kills Freddy, putting him back in like wherever, right?
No, they kind of kill each other, but I
Oh,
think ultimately
well,
Freddy
well,
loses. Ultimately, Freddy loses. Yeah.
Sorry, let me be clear. Jason kills Freddy, and in doing so, kills himself, because if the memory of Freddy dies, then Jason has to die, because intertwined destinies, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it goes in that depth about it. I think it's just, you know,
Well, they both.
two of the
So it's just they
big
both
baddies
stab each
battle.
other to death.
Yeah, dude, mostly, mostly, and then like some people are kind of involved that like
Can I
trying
ask?
to save the day, but not really.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, is Freddy Krueger a physical man?
They bring him to the real world through Jason's dreaming.
Okay, but like in the overall lore, or what, do you know what I mean? Like
No, he's like a nightmare person, like a nightmare
if you
demon.
if you die in the dream, you die like Inception. He's the
Yeah,
Inception monster. Um,
yeah.
but he was like, so like they had to like manifest him as real in this lore so that him and Jason could swing their blades at each other, right? Because
They
he
kind
was
of
not.
did. They kind
He
of did
was.
a reverse Inception on him. So somehow, all right, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did get up to use the bathroom at one point watching it, and at some point I came back and they had Jason in a van asleep because he had like tranks in him, and she had to also go to sleep with like some pills, and then they had to wake her up with her hands on Jason at the same time to wait, and then it brought Freddy into the real world because they were all dreaming. So and then, and then that's how the fight happened. The point being, it's a bad movie.
It's
But
one.
how though the one thing I will give it, and like this is just I appreciate it because you don't see it in movies anymore. There was a lot of titty shots, a lot of nice titty shots, a lot of like titty
So
like
Mike,
sex shots in this. I
can,
mean I gotta say I
this
that's
is
kind of a missing element of movies now. There's no more titties.
Mike. So, like, the entire thing I have to say about this is about the first 10 minutes, because the conversation we had was like about like the dialogue and conversation the first 10 minutes. And like, I agree with you. There should be more titty shots in movies. I'm not like against titty shots.
I just didn't realize how far we've gotten away from it. Like I was like, man, when was the last time like not only you seen like the actual actress's titties, but also when was the last time you saw like in a sex position? Like I was like, I forgot that happened. And I'm not saying every movie should have it, but I think it is a natural trope to horror film. I think that's one of the draws to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I honestly, I think that's one of my draws away from it, right? And
Yeah, I mean it goes
I don't
against
know.
your
Maybe
for me,
listen,
it's
I'm a
just
gay or whatever, right? Who knows? Despite, if you're listening to this, I've fucked more chicks. I don't know what to tell you. But, no, but I did, like, dude, it really had me thinking, right? Because, the real joke I had was, like, where's the black girl's man at? Because all she's doing is giving shit to this one chick that she won't go out with. But, like, well, where's your guy? I don't understand. Like, she's like, you won't talk to any guys. It's like, there's only two guys. Well, I don't understand this dynamic. Anyway, but I thought, honestly, Mike, you were like, did anyone ever talk like that? And I'm like, yeah, I've heard plenty of people talk like that. But yeah,
I do think the teenage acting was top notch for like I mean there were 30-year-olds playing like teenagers like when they're like trying to go find the
yeah.
weed farm or maybe like college students or whatever. But I feel like so many movies that's always just the worst part of the movie is having to get through that little first bit of
Yeah,
like teenagers not knowing how to act.
they
And
it was
I feel like they did a good job. Like
it was
they could
so stupid, it was unavoidable, right? They're playing
yeah.
who you gonna fuck, like Moe and Curly from the Three Stooges or whatever. A ridiculous conversation for kids in 2003 to have. And then they're like, someone goes, the joke out of it, they go, well, how about you, Shaggy or Scooby? And she's like, I'm not gonna do this. Shaggy. The other one's a dog. This like,
I mean, yeah, there were dumb lines in it, but I think the nudity made up for that. But anyways,
I know.
yeah, it's a bad film.
Yeah,
but there's some redeeming. I just don't think movies are. I think because it was shot on scene, like it was very clearly shot in a forest, and they like
I
people put work into that set. I think that's
I
what made it feel real.
like my
Yeah.
favorite part of the movie of the 10 minutes was like the first 2 minutes when they were showing the shots of the other movie. And like honestly, the moment that sticks in my mind of this movie is a shot from, I assume, one of the first Elm Street movies where the guy gets pulled into the couch and then all the blood flows up. And I'm like, that's such a cool shot. And my brain's like, oh, that's so cool. They must have built the set upside down and then dumped blood the other way. You know what I mean? Like a cool idea, which again is like what's missing from modern movies. We're like, oh man, how'd they do that? A bunch of Koreans.
So here's what I think happens. I think it will be like. I think in the future there won't be like a Hollywood. Or there'll still be a Hollywood, and there'll be like a new faction of like, you know how like there's cities everywhere that are like for entertainment. I think you could do a East Coast one, maybe like I don't know, just wherever there's a lot of people at, and then they would compete against each other from like a brand perspective. Because I mean, if you think about it, right, you don't compete whenever you're the only game in town. And Hollywood's always been the only game in town. So I think with like platforms like YouTube, as long as they keep it free for the people, like that is a way of people fighting that. But the problem that YouTube has is that it's a tool for everybody to come out here and use, but you and I don't benefit it in the same way. So it's almost like a public service that like you could never actually make. I mean, the people that make money off this, I mean, it's mostly sponsors. It's not views anymore, right?
Yeah, like, which is why, like, yeah, you just like there. Obviously, if your channel's big enough and you're like, and you're set up in a certain way, there's ad revenue to be made from YouTube, right? But I don't really know of. I'm sure there's like some mid-tier YouTube. I'm sure there's a level of YouTube where you can make enough money from pure YouTube to live. But from following people and listening to stuff, right? The level is you monetize your YouTube, you start like, and then you get sponsorships, and the sponsorships are what allow people to do things like just like everything else, right? Like just like golfers, right? Like no golfer until the Saudis started giving all this money were able to make enough money fucking golfing to support the lifestyle of a professional golfer. Do you know what I mean? You have to be wearing the hat because even if you make like $5 million on one purse one time, like that can't buy you into every other golf tournament all around the world and fly you there and get you into the tournaments and stuff, right? You know what I mean? Like you have to be sponsored.
Do I look like Chuck Schumer right now?
If you want to. Do you want to look like
I
Chuck
don't know.
Schumer?
Isn't that the guy that always has like his glasses down by his nose?
He's
I don't
a
know.
very old.
I don't normally wear glasses. Anyways, moving on to the next topic. Saudi shit.
Couldn't we have transitioned to whatever I just should a second ago? But let's go.
Well, you could have, but you rambled about something. I don't know. Saudi Arabia had recently had. Yeah, I'm the producer man, and I like to let you run your freight train right off the track.
I'm a producer man, not a producer man. Jay-Z?
I'm not
Jay-Z,
man,
anyone?
But
you know, Beyonce. Anyway.
Anyways, Illuminati. No. So, God damn it. So there's a comedy show in Saudi Arabia. I believe Dave Chappelle was there. There was also Bill Burr there. And I don't know what was said. I would like to know, Mike, do you know what was said over there? I don't really know.
I don't know what was said over there. Like the thought I had on it, and the reason we're going at Bill Burr is because, like, I don't know, there's so few left. Do you know what I mean? And I guess Bill Burr ain't one either. You know what?
Well, I think they got him, man. I think they got him after the tooth filling thing.
Like,
Because he was
so,
rolling around saying, I don't get billionaires, blah, 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 blah. It's like, you should, like, make enough money to, like, to give your people, employees, to get a filling. And then he, like, changed it. He changed the way he said it. He's like, I now say it like this. And I was like, somebody got to you. I don't know if that's true. But you said Beyonce and Illuminati. Maybe that was it.
no, so in 2011, Beyonce, Mariah Carey, and some other people performed in Libya, right? And Bill Burr, like, went after him and was like, oh, what do you, like, basically being like, you're dealing with, like, this oppressive regime that, sorry, I was like, I can't remember.
No, I'm just plugging my Ethernet cord in. Keep going.
Okay. So basically, like, Bill Burr went over there to Saudi Arabia and then, like, came back and people were like, Bill Burr, fuck are you doing? Like they said to all these other people, but people like Dave Chappelle are lost, right? They've been lost for a while. Dave Chappelle's been lost since he came back. You know what I mean? So, like, when Dave Chappelle goes to Saudi Arabia and goes, I feel freer in Saudi Arabia than I ever felt in America, it's like, shut the fuck up, motherfucker. Like, you know, like, get the fuck out of here, right? But, like, Bill Burr occasionally says some things that he's one of the few popular comedians that will occasionally, like, still fight the power. Until, like, now, when, like, he just saw the blood money and fucking took it. And my problem is, like, that, like, my attack on Bill Burr is, Bill Burr, do you think the statute of limitations on terrorism is 24 years? Because in 2011, he went after Beyonce and all these people for performing in Libya, and his claim was like, oh, well, Libya, they did Pan Am. Okay, that's 2011. Pan Am is 1988. That's 23 years before. 200 Americans died. 9/11 was 24 years ago, and 3,000 Americans died. So what Bill Burr's telling me is that the blood money's fine after 24 years, but after 23 years, it's a fucking problem. Or is it just because they offered you the money this time?
Ooh. Man, that was intense.
Am I wrong?
I mean,
sorry, I had to go there for the short. But like,
I know. I don't know because I'll be honest with you, Mike. It was so intense that I don't. Is he getting the blood money in this scenario? Like, he gets it, right? But like, who got it before him?
No. So we can take it back. We can unpack all of this now. I've decided I'm going hard first in unpacking instead of trying to, like, get to the thing after the end.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just
so
what?
Let's unpack now. All right. So, like, a bunch of comedians. It wasn't just Bill Burr. It was like so many people, right? But Bill Burr's getting the brunt of my anger because I used to like Bill Burr.
He sold out. Yeah.
And
he took the money.
He's a guy who has been a guy who part of my like of him is calling out other guys who have sold out.
Yeah.
Right? And, like,
so do you think they put, like, a threat against his life or something? I don't know. I'm starting to think it's the mafia.
No. Dude, no. Stop giving these people that much credit. It's just the money. It's just the money. You ain't got to threaten anyone.
Well, I didn't know, like, your stance on Bill Burr. Like, you said he's your favorite. I mean, you didn't defend him. You don't think there's a scenario where it's not the money?
I couldn't give a shit.
Like, if you had to do a percentage.
What do you mean? You think Bill Burr was going to get killed if he didn't do this comedy festival? You're telling me that, like, his options were being murdered or getting $5 million, and poor man had to take the $5 million? Those were his two fucking choices. You want to live in this world where these are the choices being. You want to live in the world where a fucking CEO stands up in front of a podium and goes, I had to make a hard decision. I'm going to fire 2,000 people and take my bonus. Right? Like, come on, bro.
All right, so just to be clear, 0 chance. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. No, I was just wondering.
The answer to all of your questions is money.
So here's the reason, and I did that as a test in the sense of how we think, right? Like, I think in general we tend to think that way because normal life is very boring, so people want to dramatize like every little bit of it. And I think wherein it used to be the tabloids at, the grocery store checkout counters, like that's no longer a thing. That's become your phone. That's become like your phone and every device you own, and everything's like that now. It's like, it's the same reason we don't give a shit about the British royals, but somehow we all give a shit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like they make us because it's still there on everything.
Yeah.
And I just meant like to go with like, it gives you like, it just helps the dramatization of everything. So like you want to take a boring thing and make it more dramatic.
But but
also I went completely off the rails. I think I took my Adderall way too late tonight.
Dude, it's fine. No, but like the thing I'm trying to cut through in our conversations in the economy of nothing and like the shorts I'm putting out and whatever I'm doing is like cutting through the bullshit of all the possible excuses and just like looking at the fucking facts. Right?
I agree.
And like,
but
and
I
like
think
it's one of those
me
things
asking you that question would really help. Like I kind of was playing along with your segment, and I think
no. And I'm trying.
Yeah, okay.
No, I'm trying to. I'm playing along.
I know.
With
I just wanted to make
sure
sure that you knew that I was capable of doing that because I think that was like our first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I got you, buddy. Like,
okay, all right.
I'm not. I'm not making. I personally, and maybe this is crazy. I'm not making the Bill Burr of this like a bigger thing than the Bill Burr of this is because there were 200 fucking acts or something that went there, right? And to whoever is listening to anything, one of those acts might mean something to them, but like I don't have context for anyone else, right? It's one of those things where and then there we go. But when people are like, oh, well, I just love Michael Jackson's music in a way that you wouldn't understand. And that's why I don't care that he fucked a bunch of kids. And I'm like, okay. But you understand that I do love things. And that like I choose the things I love based on like the quality of them. Not like the existence of them and like some pristine memory I have of a concept of what a thing is, right? And like,
what are we talking about?
What I'm talking about is everyone, like we talked about last week with like Taylor Swift, right?
Oh, also, did you hear about Electronic Arts getting bought by the Saudis, Mike?
Yes. This is what I'm talking about, is the Saudis have fucking bought everyone. Now, they did 9/11 with the help of George W. Bush, and now they've bought every single thing you fucking like. They have money in every fucking video games, they got money in movies, they got money in sports, they got money fucking everywhere. They got the fucking oil money, because that's real fucking money. And they're stealing your real money that you need to spend on oil on fucking crypto and movies and microtransactions. You think that Bill Gates is buying land in the middle of the fucking country because it's some sort of like weird blah. No, because Bill Gates has so much money and has been doing it longer than all these other fake money motherfuckers that he's going, oh shit, I can't just. I get that I could keep making fake money forever, but at some point, this fake money will end, and I could just have this land that will fucking exist, right? It's Lex Luthor, baby. Land. It's the only thing they ain't making more of. You think they can't make more crypto fucking currency? They goddamn can, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
What was your
Mike,
question?
what type of 4chan website have you been on lately?
CNN.
Oh, is that what CNN said?
No, this is my like reaction from reading news articles, right? I'm like, is everyone fucking blind? Is no one paying any? I'm like, I take photos of like all these news articles and I save them all and I'm like, I'll talk on them
So
on the
wait,
podcast.
are we saying that Saudi Arabia did 9/11? Or is
Why?
that what the news
Are
article
you out
said?
of your fucking mind?
You just said that. Did they?
15 of the 19 hijackers were from Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia financed them learning all this shit. Like the
I didn't know
only
that. I'm going to be honest, I did not know that. But I also
Saudi Arabia did 9/11. Saudi Arabia did 9/11. Saudi Arabia did 9/11.
Should I put it into AI?
Yeah, type in right now, did Saudi Arabia do 9/11?
Am I going to get like flagged?
No, what it's going to say is, well, there's no proof that Saudi Arabia actually did 9/11. But obviously, sure, Mike, you know what I mean? It'll like, yes.
Saudi
The Justice Department shut down the civil
11.
suit of the fucking victims' families of 9/11.
No, there's no credible evidence that the Saudi Arabian government
Motherfucker.
What's known? The 9/11 attacks were carried out on 19 hijackers, 15 of whom were Saudi nationals. Ooh, not a good look. Dude,
no, you
oh
just read it. Just read it.
No,
read what it says.
But national doesn't imply state involvement. Al-Qaeda, led by Osama bin Laden, a Saudi
Al-Qaeda was paid.
A Saudi citizen who had been stripped of his citizenship, claimed responsibility for the attacks. The 9/11 Commission Report 2004 found no evidence that the Saudi government, as an institution or senior Saudi office officials, individually funded or supported Al-Qaeda. What? I'm confused.
Yeah, no. No one in the Saudi government officially did anything. But all of the money that did 9/11 came from Saudi Arabia. Every goddamn fucking dollar.
Wow.
And then some of those dollars went to George Bush, and now those dollars are going to Jared Kushner and Donald Trump. And Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle and the golfers and the NFL and fucking Disney.
Oh. Cool. Okay. So,
Sorry, am I deep stating or something? Like, I don't know, like, am I crazy? Am I wrong? I know you Googled it for a second and said I
ChatGPT'd it. I feel like that was a terrible idea.
What did ChatGPT say? Fuck.
I literally was reading it verbatim.
ChatGPT said there's nothing. It got nothing for you?
Literally everything I just read was ChatGPT.
Okay. So you think there's no connection? That's crazy. I mean, to be clear,
no, it seems like there is connection.
Of 9/11.
It seems like it seems like there is connections. I was just like, this seems like very contradicting statements.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know any of that, but I wish I didn't. If I'm being honest, like that. No, god dang it! It's this more layer of the oven that I don't want to know about. Oh god!
But Mike, what am I? I can't forget anything I know. Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you want me to do?
Why can't you remember things like, I don't know, lucky numbers and symbols and shit that can make me rich, not fucking shit that's gonna get me shot. Like the average person, let alone no one knows that. I can guarantee you are the first to hear that, everyone. I guarantee no one knows that.
I'm telling you, 15 years ago, everyone knew it. I don't know what happened.
Dude, I don't know if they did. Because, there was less information. Yeah. I think it was just based off the state you were in.
Yeah,
Or
I don't
the
know. Yeah,
ignorance.
so
Or
I
the
don't.
ignorance level you chose,
Okay, so to reframe my anger at Bill Burr, the Saudis did 9/11, but he had problems with people who did the
He did
Pan
make
Am flight.
he did make a lot of jokes about 9/11.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Sure, which dude, it's and if he did, then it's the Louis C.K. problem of like that joke was really funny until I found out you were showing your dick to everybody, and now it's not as funny, right? Like,
Yeah.
which is,
It's not a good look. Not a good look.
dude, no, it's because like he
Because he was
took
showing his dick to everybody.
he
Yeah,
took
I get
these
it.
stands and he saw other people like Chappelle and stuff not taking these stands and making the money and then still getting to do it because cancel culture is nothing because no one cares because everyone wants to stick their fucking head. It's the fucking episode of South Park. You want me to quote
Can I ask a
South Park?
question?
It's sticking your head in the
No.
sand.
Can I ask a question? Do you believe
The thing called love.
in the economy of nothing that, and put in the line from Batman, the Dark Knight, when God dang
Yes.
it.
I would think
You
you,
know what
want
I'm
me to
talking
say
about?
it. You want me to
Yeah,
fucking say
I want
it
you to
right
say
now?
the line. I want you to say the line and then put
No,
it in
I
there.
can't think of it.
No, the line is either it's Harvey Dent going to be like, you either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And it seems like that is more and more true in 2025.
And do you know the Dark Knight quote I've been thinking about? And in relation to talking about the animated series and the Captain and stuff, when he's talking about the Joker, and he's like, some men can't be negotiated with or reasoned with, right? When he's talking about the Joker, some men just want to watch the world burn. And when I was thinking about like Bill Burr being bought off and shit, I'm like, I'm the first half of that, man. I can't be negotiated with or reasoned with, right? Like your like, do you know what I mean? Like your bullshit. There is nothing you could tell me. You couldn't Google a fucking fact that would make me think the Saudis did not, because I was there when they were just like revealing it in the moment. You cannot post facto me on this. Do you know what I mean? You like it. I saw it happen. I saw the reports when they happened before they decided what would be the official report. I was there in 2005, motherfuckers. I was alive. I gave a shit. I didn't want to get fucking drafted, right? Like,
I volunteered.
I know.
Yeah. So it just occurred to me that the Dark Knight came out in 2008.
Yes.
Mike, during the great financial crisis, right? And
Oh.
I think at the time that we all loved that, we didn't realize what was happening, but dang, it's almost like, because everything is made during a time based off the like current zeitgeist of culture at that time, that if you really look at movies as a message, not just about like what they're saying, like maybe that gives you a good vibe of like certain movies, like really good movies, like a Christopher Nolan movie would give you a vibe of that time. But back then, when I was like, a teenager watching that, like maybe 20 or something, maybe like earlier, but it didn't feel like that to me. It just felt like action and like this is just like a thing that happens. But like that was probably the vibe at the time. Just that mentality.
It's something I think about with Star Wars, and I know you hate when I talk about Star Wars, right? But like George Lucas is making the prequels while like all the Iraq shit's happening. But like, of course, movies just aren't in conversation with the world. They just can't, like, the time that it even takes to make a movie means that like George Lucas locks the cut and another 6 months of shit happens, right? Or whatever, right? So like, and now like we talked about Superman. I was like, what the fuck was James Gunn fucking trying to say or do with that movie, right?
It felt like a movie you're trying to avoid what was really happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but again,
Yeah.
maybe a year ago, 2 cuts ago, it was something, right? Do you know what I mean? Like,
But maybe it was, but it wasn't. That means that his pulse on, well, that tells you that he's out of it. I mean, or maybe that was the point. I think James Gunn is either smart enough to know how to sabotage his own movie and focus on the things he wants to. Like, he could have made Superman flop. Like, even he tried to make this thing flop, and it's still like they're like marketing it as good. But like, the expectations for this had to be higher. Like, and that's what I'm saying is that he does not want to do another Superman film. I think we can all agree. Like, everything that he's ever done has been
well, my point
in
was
relation
more,
to characters that aren't known.
well, I did have a James Gunn, like, it's interesting, like, I was like, here's the flow of the podcast, but I was like, I was thinking about James Gunn when I was watching Freddy vs. Jason, because he got his start in, like, B horror movies or whatever. But, no, like,
I didn't know that. Oh, yeah.
And it's not like, it's not to go back into the whole James Gunn thing. It's just to be like, well, movies can only speak to the time so much just because of how long it takes to produce them. And then you add to that they're getting like pushed through, all these like test screens. Like, there's just no chance that anything could ever say anything ever again, right? And it's a sick cycle that feeds on itself, Mike. And I'll bring it up now because I don't know whenever else I'll do it, but it was a thought I had when I was watching Freddy vs. Jason. And then after I did it, I went back to the homepage on HBO Max, and it was like, do you want to watch the investigation discovery real life, the Friday the 13th murders? And I'm like, we are in such a fucking sick cycle of bullshit where it's like they make a movie about a real life thing that happened, and then they do a documentary about it that inspires a real life thing that they make a movie about, that then, or it happens in a different, but it doesn't matter. It's this trifecta of fucking bullshit that we're all just sitting in and just waiting.
Do you want to know a sad thing that I just thought about? Is that because of streaming and the way that IP works right now and how it shifts, like it's based off timelines when a new one then it's up for bid. You got it for a year or maybe 6 months, and then another person can bid for it, and it just keeps moving. And then they're like, oh yeah, also because of that, like if you buy it, the second it's off our platform, you no longer own it. And they're not going to let you have it back once, and you're going to have to re-download it.
That's like,
but my thing, no, but hear me out. What that does is that literally controls when you are allowed to watch films over time. And I fear that they may use that and may currently be doing that.
Yes.
To motivate us and how we feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like right now.
Yes.
Like I don't think you could find Goodfellas to save your life right now. I guarantee it. I haven't seen it anywhere.
I saw it on network TV over the summer, which means it probably isn't on streaming.
But I'm saying it's not on right now. It's like, don't play that right now. I don't know. I just feel like there are certain things that are cyclical with it, and they can kind of control how they want our purchase patterns or where our eyes go. I think.
Yes. Yeah. No, I've talked about this before, right? Like, we can keep it on Disney and just like their pipeline of ESPN, ABC, Disney Plus, and the movie theaters, right? That's just a circle of like, they're controlling all of it, right? And if they control what's in the movie theater, they have contracts with every single major movie theater. They get to make decisions about like, you have to play the Avengers in X number of screens or we won't give it to you or whatever, right? They own ABC, an entire network where they can go, ABC, the morning show is going to have this half of the Avengers. Kimmel's going to have this half of the Avengers. Like, they have, you know what I mean? Like, it just like rolls upon itself. And so it is very deliberate. And so why wouldn't they, if the upper echelon wants to push a certain thing, why wouldn't they just this month be like, all right, let's add these movies? Because these movies push agendas, dude. They do. the JFK conspiracy skyrockets after the movie JFK. It just does. Like, you can look at like the number of articles and shit ever. Like, the JFK conspiracy is a fucking borderline fucking conspiracy in America until Oliver Stone makes that movie. And now it is maybe it's probably the one or two American conspiracy. Number one's the moon landing. Number two's JFK. Maybe they switch back and forth.
Can I do a more modern example for you?
Sure. Yeah.
So the 2004 comedy Sideways with Paul Giamatti. It's a classic comedy movie about two friends that go on a wine adventure and like on vacation. And they're kind of winos, like they're wine snobs. And there's a scene where Paul Giamatti yells to the other guy, it's like, if they're drinking Merlot, I'm leaving, you know?
Yeah.
And that year, and like the two things about their movie is that line was a hilarious line in the movie. And the other thing is that I think Pinot, was it Grigio just came out? Or it was a wine that just came out. And they just kept drinking it the whole time. And that year, Pinot Grigio was the top selling wine. And Merlot sales tanked by a ton. Like people stopped drinking it. Yeah.
There is a reason that these video game studios that make so much more money than the movie studios, like Minecraft, has made infinitely more money than the Minecraft movie could imagine, right? As big as the Minecraft movie is, right? But like the Minecraft movie zeitgeists Minecraft in a way that Minecraft as a video game for 20 years didn't, right?
How much money that movie made?
Maybe your kids aren't quite old enough, but trust me.
It just looks bad. It just looks bad to me.
I think it made like $1.2 billion.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, so total worldwide 955.1 million.
Okay, sorry.
So almost a billion, yeah.
And so that increased, like, so now,
and that was a 10x because it was 150 million production budget. So they basically almost well, not 10x, but you know, like a decent amount of ROI. Yeah,
as part of this
success. Yeah,
Google how much money Minecraft has made. Why not? We're here. Let's Google. Let's Googs it up, bro. Let's Google it.
Do you know who owns Minecraft?
Microsoft. They paid $2 billion for it, I believe.
Yeah. How much money has Minecraft made in its lifetime? 300 million copies across all platforms, with game sales contributing around 6 billion. Wow.
Yeah. That's not counting.
And then 1 billion in in-app purchases, 1 billion in merchandise.
Yeah.
1.4 billion in mobile sales, 800 million in subscription revenue, and then other sources with partnerships and spin-off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like when GTA 6 comes out, it will make more money than movies have made in the last 10 years, right? Like there's so much money there, but video games don't move the conversation the way movies and television do, right? Fallout made more money as a video game than it did as that TV show, but it did not make the brand of Fallout something, right? And so now Microsoft can oversell Fallout to people for the next 10 years because it was a TV show, right? They can get bigger contracts from everyone because it was successful, right? Now, Borderlands fucking failed and they had to go, Borderlands 4, the video game's out right now. Forget about it. Forget about that movie. Forget about the movie, right? Because if they
Is that why I keep saying a bunch of Borderlands content right now?
Because if not, if you Googled Borderlands, the movie would come up and remind you, right? Like, movies move, right? Like, it's like it's the same thing. And again, And that's why the movie studios want their movies on broadcast television, right? It's an eyeball game. It is no longer, it's funny. The Wire.
The Wire.
So in the street game, originally it's about getting corners, right?
But do we want to go down the Wire, or do we want to go to Dead Cells?
Trust me, this is all connected.
Okay.
In the street game, it's about holding corners. And the more corners you hold, the more drugs you can sell, because you hold more corners and people are looking for drugs on all the corners, right? Okay. And at a certain point, Idris Elba is like, oh, well, if we can get together and get the best product, it won't matter what corners we hold, because people want to come get our good shit, right? But at the end of the day, when all of their business ideas fall out, it's about holding the fucking corners, right? Uh-huh. It's about land. They ain't making more corners. They'll always be making more drugs, different drugs, but they ain't holding no more corners. There's only 6 FCC licenses.
Yes.
Right?
Sure. What, so your favorite video game, Mike? Dead Cells, I hear.
Well, yeah. Mike, well, we talked about it a little bit when you came to visit, to pull back the curtain.
Yeah, so Mike Benone says Dead Cells is the best video game ever to play. I've never played it. He says it is. I don't know why it is. Mike, why is it the best video game ever to play?
So this is just going to go out to the fam, because I would love for people to tell me how to beat Dead Cells. Do you like? Here's my thing. It's like, it's the first like 2D side scrolling action game that I've ever actually enjoyed. And like, I feel like you're more of a classic video game guy. And like, I'm trying to figure out what's the joy of that genre in general that I'm enjoying, and what's like unique to this thing. But we don't have to talk about it at all. It's late, buddy. We can call the podcast. We didn't, as I said, producer notes. We don't have to keep going, buddy.
Do I look tired?
You do.
I am tired. I can answer this last question. I don't know, man. I just like a game that feels
don't have to answer
different. But anyways, thanks for listening. And as always, come back for the next economyofnothing.com. As always, listen to wicked do, which means like, subscribe, share, review, do whatever you gotta do. Please. economyofnothing.com.
The vice president and I just finished a good conversation